Hello, everybody. Joe Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. It is Monday, and the market, boy, it's powering up even more. You know, we've seen the interesting thing happen today with Tesla. It looks as if they're going to be accepting Bitcoin as payment. Wow. That also sent the GBTC up. I wish I hadn't sold mine, but I did. Oh well, it's one of those things. It's just one of those things. But it looks, we still seem to be an uptrend. So, without further ado, just want to show you very quickly kind of how the Nasdaq Composite is looking. Let's pull it back a little bit so you can see it. It's definitely there. Nasdaq Composite. We're up very nicely. We're just moving right up the 21-day moving average. So looks very good. I mean, what can you say? It just looks like we keep on moving up there. So, I can't explain it, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's take a look at the S&P. The S&P just keeps moving up too. It's above that 21-day exponential. It's so important. And so that's looking good too. Volume's off a little bit down, but everything else looks pretty good. So we're up today on that as well. So we seem to have come to at least the start of a kind of a good week. Let's look at the Dow Jones, just kind of for fun. This isn't as important an index as it used to be, but it stayed above the the 40-day and the 21-day. So that's looking good as well. So I thought that we were going to see a little bit of a pullback, but it doesn't look that way. It kind of looks like, it's just kind of moving up. Kind of wanted to show you the stock of the day, kind of an interesting one. This is a very high relative strength stock. I did just buy this for two of my portfolios, and it's an interesting one. It's called F-Cell, Fuel Cell, probably familiar with it. It's up today pretty strongly, as well. This has got a very high relative strength, and it's hitting a new high. So let me kind of show you the daily chart on it a little bit, and we'll pull back there a little bit so you can kind of get it all in the picture here. I kind of have it zoomed in a little bit, but you can see that, it's pulled up again. It's got this very strong line here. Basically, the channel is just kind of moving up. So it's up $2.31. It's 26.20. I mean, could this be the start of something big? I don't know, but it seems to just be doing very, very well. So I did buy it for the small portfolio, and we'll just see. I mean, I basically had a little bit of cash left. I went in and just put some in there, and we'll see how that goes. Just so I can show you kind of what I have currently, and let's see. Let's put this in here. So, oops, didn't type the right thing in there. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at the small portfolio, kind of what I'm invested in the small portfolio. Let's see. Okay, well, good. Fat finger it there. All right, there we go. So just kind of give you a look see of that. Hold on, there we go. Finally, yeah. Let's see if it'll a little bit slow on the internet connection today. But let's see if it comes in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here we go. This is sort of, what's in the small portfolio currently. There we go. And you can see we're pretty much up on everything. Going to be holding Virgin Galactic into earnings. Earnings are just in 12 days. We're up pretty well on that one. We're up about 17% on it. Everything else seems to be good. Just added Fuel Cell here, just 24 shares, not a lot, but it's already up out of the gate, so that's looking good. The only kind of laggard seems to be Palo Alto Networks, so I may be getting rid of Palo Alto Networks, even though I haven't made any money, to make some more room for some of the things that's running a little bit faster. Got apps in here. That's Digital Turbine. I've had this before. I'd kind of like to double my position. I think this one has some real potential. It's up 6% in 4 days, so that's pretty good. And that includes the weekend. So really, it's up about 6% in 2 days. Microsoft, it's okay. It's just kind of hanging out right at that 240 level. 241. That's basically the buy point on it. So who knows on that? But this kind of gives you an idea of kind of what I'm in. I'm in a little bit. Normally, this is about my maximum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven positions, and the only double position is inversion. So this is about as many as you want. Now I'm going to see which is the best one, and I'll eliminate the laggers and I add to the winners. So that's kind of how it's stacking up for the small portfolio. And of course, if you want to take a look at the small portfolio, it's super easy to do. Just go to www.dallastradingfloor.com and sign up, and you'll have access to the small portfolio. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of the questions. Thanks for holding on, and thanks for getting them in. Hi, Jim. Time, TYME, bought 70 shares at $2.48. Wow. I wouldn't recommend that. Typically, I don't like to buy stocks that are less than $10, but that's just me. You can make money on them. It's just, I think it's really, when you got to think of it in terms of dollars, because it's how much it goes up. Wow, look at that. It just went up tremendously. Boy, I don't know about this one. This is a tough one to judge. 91 relative strength. Let's kind of look at it to see. This is a pretty small stock in terms of its float. Not a lot of float here. But 5 out of 9, that's not quite good enough for me. You're in at what, 248? Okay, well, that's good. Here's what I recommend on this one. This one may move up, but here's what I would do on this. Based on this, there was a little bit of a, this is a very small float on this stock. Sometimes stocks with very small floats, what'll happen is, they'll kick up quite a bit, and just because there's not that many shares to buy. Here's what I would do on this one. I would be setting my stop loss probably right at about this level here. About 220 is where I would set a stop loss. I would consider setting a stop loss right about there, just so that in case there was an issue, that you would be okay. So I would set a stop loss at $2.20. Okay, well, that's a little bit tight. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's pretty tight. But here's what I do. Here's why I would put it right there, is because this has a potential of pulling back, as you can see, but it looks like it's pulled above the resistance. The resistance basically is this 250 here. Is this 250 level? That's the resistance. So that's kind of where, but it's right at that. It's about 260, 263. It's up significantly, 10%. Now 25 cents is 10% here. So you need to protect yourself, because this can pull back hard. Now, it looks as if it's moving up, but just said, you need to probably be putting a stop loss in probably about 220, and and just let it ride. See what happens. If it moves up, then you're in the green. But protect your gain there. You have a small gain, and it's quite significant in terms of it's quite significant in terms of percentage wise, not so much in terms of dollars, but in terms of percentage. So that can be a good thing. So set that stop loss at about 220, and I think that you'll be fairly happy. And if it moves higher than that, just kind of, start kind of inching it up. And it's really with a stock that cheap, you need to be about 10% below. But looking at the chart, your initial stop loss should be about 220 on that. So hopefully that'll work for you. Hopefully I haven't given you bad advice there. But let's see. We have a question from TikTok. This is from, let's see if I can see what the name is. Cannot tell. Oh, Zubo, Zubo, Zubrut, or whatever. I'm not sure what that is. But anyways, let's look at SFT and kind of take a look there. SFT, and earnings are coming up here on February 11th. So we're basically, yeah, this is essentially a penny stock as well, Shift Technologies. Anything really under $10, it's going to be difficult. I'll be honest with you. This is, yeah, I don't like this chart at all. Look, we have a downward trend, and we're below the 50-day moving average. So you know what? If you have a profit in this one, yeah, this got a relative strength of 2. This is just, I'm sorry to be so negative here. Checklist of 44. If you have profit in this one, I would highly recommend selling it before earnings. I just would, because I don't think this one, this might do well, but then again, it might not. So I would sell this before earnings. That's my especially if you have a profit. I think that's, I think that you might want to sell this one before earnings. Just sell this one for sure. This is not really a very good stock, and the chart is not good. It might do well. It might turn around, but then again, it might not. Probably this is going to move lower after earnings. That would be my guess. But if you have a profit in it, I would recommend before the 11th, and that's just a few days away here, consider selling it, especially if you have a profit. And if you don't, if you're not profitable in this one, set your stop loss at 7% below where you bought it, because this has a potential of pulling back fairly hard. So that might be a thing to do. All right, so take a look at Baba. Of course, this is Alibaba. And this has been, it seems to be coming back. Jack Ma was found, and apparently he wasn't kidnapped, as we all had feared that he might have been. But it seems to be starting to move up a little bit, which is good. It's pulled above the 200-day line, which that's really important, because typically you don't want to be in a stock that is below this black line here. It's just not good. It's typically not a very good thing to be below, be below that black line. Relative strength of 24, so not really very exciting when it comes to relative strength. Here's what I like to do, folks. I like to buy stocks that have very, very strong relative strengths. That's I like to see, I like to see a 90 possibly, or maybe even higher. Sometimes, if I can get a 95 or a 96, Tesla right now has a 98, and Fuel Cell has a 90, I think a 90, 99 or 95. Let me look at Fuel Cell. Yeah, with the 24, I just don't think it's strong enough. 99 for Fuel Cell. I like to buy stocks that have very strong relative strength, because typically that way I'm trading in the top of the market, in the top 1% of the market. It's better to have a stock, fewer shares of a stock that has a higher relative strength than a lot of shares of stock with a low relative strength. So here's the thing on Baba. If you're not in Baba, I'd watch list this one, but I wouldn't buy it. I just wouldn't buy it at this point. I think that, I just don't think it's, I think this is a watch list. So that's really, that's really kind of a thing. I think you got to watch this Baba right now. I just don't, I don't see it as being a particularly good stock, but let's, at least for right now, everything is timing. Timing is so important. So let's look. I'm just going to kind of run down some of the things with Baba. This has been widely held. So, this summer, this was a very great stock, but, it's sort of yesterday's news, because as you can see, we've had this retreat in price here. Now it looks like it's turning the corner, which is a good thing. The 21 days moved above the 50. So this might, potentially you could start coming in here, but I think it's really too early. I think it's really, really too early. We're way below the buy point. The buy point is 319. we have a low relative strength. The checklist is still pretty good, 77. Definitely, that definitely is good for me. The industry ranking is very good, but here's the thing: I don't think it's time right yet for BABA based on this. I mean, yes, you probably it looks as if it's changed its trend. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, it does look like it's changed its trend here. And that is good. And there is some strong buying coming in here, and they do have good sales. But I think for right now, I think that you got to be careful on this. It looks as if it's bounced. I mean, this is a bounce and this is a bounce, so that's okay. But I think that you want to see some more strength. So I would watch this one. I wouldn't buy it right now. Just watch this one. See if there's more strength here, because with BABA, I just think you got to be a little bit careful. It has pulled back, and there we go. Hey Jim, can you please go over the settings to the sales questions in the Markets Risk Screener? Oh, okay. Well, good question. Well, let me show you where the let me go to the screener here. All right. This is the screener for the MarketSmith, and basically it's we go over here to the checklist, and then you can see we have a number of checklists that are available here, and these basically you can also do your own screening. I typically like to use the O'Neill, but you can you can do your own screening in here. So if you want to change things basically based on your criteria, you definitely can in here by basically going in here, and then I believe, is that right? Let's see if that's right. Yeah. Oh no, that's the let's see if that's the screening questions. Okay. So those are the screening questions, and I believe you can change them on your screens. Let's see. Where is it? Based on base checklist on the screen. Okay, so let's see. Did I get that right? Okay, no, that's the export. Sorry about that. You know what? I'm going to have to get back to you on this one. I'm going to have to get back to you on this. I've been using the I've been using primarily the O'Neill screen, but yes, you can you can do that, but it's in the FAQ, and you probably have to go to the Markets with FAQ. So I can't I'll try to circle back with you maybe if you could answer later on in the show. Thank you. There are 12 questions. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me get back to you on that one. I mean, basically, let me just get back to you on that one. But that's a very good question. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Thoughts on JEF? Let's look at Jeff. JEF. Jefferies Financial. Oh yeah, this is good. 68, a little bit low in the relative strength for me, but seems to be coming into kind of a good situation. Nice profitability here. Really like seeing that. Now let's see. Let's kind of check to see some of the. Oh, come on. Oh well, it's my response isn't the greatest. All right, so let's look at the O'Neill screen here first. Yeah, this is excellent. 88%. Let's look at. Yeah, and it's definitely up in volume. So this is being accumulated, absolutely being accumulated. So yeah, this is looking very good. 100% checklist on the volume on the O'Neill screen. It's an 88, so that's very good. Ownership is a little bit down, but it's still quite good. Industry and sector, yeah, boy, that's not bad. 55 out of 197. So for the financial sector, that's looking very good. There's only one concern here. It's a 68. I typically like to buy them at 80, but that's still fairly good. Lots of funds in there, 44%. You know what? Here's the thing on Jefferies. It looks good. This is a very good trend. This is a very good trend. I like this, and it looks like it's come above. Let's look if there's a daily on the daily. Yeah, okay. So we're just above the buy zone. We're a little bit extended on this one. We're above the buy zone, but this is looking very good. This is looking very good. There is a buy point on here on a flat base at 24.30. So here's the thing I would say on this one. This one's probably this one is probably a watch list. Okay, this one's probably a watch list and not a buy, but it's pretty darn close. It's pretty darn close. So here's what I would do on this one. I just think you got to watch this one. I'd like to see a little bit more improvement in the relative strength. The line is pointed up. That's very good. There's been a lot of acquisitions, a lot of volume in here. That's good, but it's a watch list. And what I want to see is I want to see it move above this 27.06. That's where I want to see it move, because that shows me, and we're almost there. I mean, we're 26.80. So really, you could buy this if it moves decisively above this 27. But what I would do is I would watch this now, see if it moves above that 27.06. If it does, then I think you have a winner. Looking very, very good. See, I'm kind of can't see here. Looking very, very good on that. All right, so let's look at Amazon. And I did close out. I had a spread on Amazon. It did very well because it closed above 31.30 on Friday. It's pulled back a little bit, 33.21. It's sort of in a consolidation in this range from about 35.52, basically 28.71 up to 35.52, and it's looking very, it's looking good. The relative strength is low, relative, and it is moving down. But here's the thing on this one: it's got a tremendous checklist, 8 out of 9, and the fund ownership is it's excellent. But here's the thing: I think that you got to wait. I'd like to see it move higher. I'd like to see it move above 34.96 in order to buy. Right now, it's 33.21. So here's the thing on that one. This is another. This is another watch list for Amazon. So that's pretty much what I would say on Amazon. It's definitely a watch list. Okay, so let's go down here. Thoughts on REML? I don't know this one. REML. Let's take a look. REML. There we go. Oh, Credit Suisse. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. At ETN. So this is a note fund. Huh. $5.97. Boy, I just don't know how to. Yeah, not a bad relative strength. Leveraged. Huh. Okay, this is a mortgage REIT. Well, no, I would say pass on this one. There's other places. I think I would pass. Pass on this one. I mean, it's good, but it's it's not. Oops. I would say on this one, pass. Pass on that one. I think there's better opportunities out there than this one. It's okay, but it's not stellar, and I just don't know what they're holding. So we got a call coming in, so I'll ignore that. Okay. All right. Sorry about that in the middle of the show. So let's do that. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Palantir. All right. This is one I'm holding. So let's take a look at Palantir today. PLTR is the symbol. And of course, this is an interesting one because this is a Peter Thiel company. It moved up and then it moved back. This is a very volatile stock. Let's look at the weekly first. Oops, come on back there. Yeah, we go. There we go, the weekly. We've come off this buy point, this consolidation at 33.50. It's pulled up. It just seems to be. It's actually behaving very well. I love the relative strength at 97. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Here's the thing: try to find stocks that have very high relative strengths because they typically will lead the market. And when we're in a confirmed uptrend like we are now, these stocks typically do a little bit better than the other ones, and that's definitely the case here. Even though this is an IPO, this has got a 97 relative strength at least today. And that means that this is in the top 3% of all stocks out there right now. So let's look at the ownership, 127. So it's very, very good. And the industry is excellent. It's 91 out of 197. So that's very good as well. Here's the thing. The question is, where can you buy this thing? And that's really the issue as much as anything else. We're just slightly extended above the buy point. The top of the buy range is 35.11. We're at 36.05. I definitely think you can buy this one at this level. Now, I would buy it relatively quickly because it does look like it's going to move beyond that. So right now, I do think that based on what I'm seeing anyways, I do believe that this one is this one is buyable. I really do. It passes, and I do believe it is. It is buyable. I do believe it's buyable at this level, and basically the top of the, basically this is essentially it's a tiny bit extended, by about 50 cents, but I think it is buyable at this level. So I definitely, and we definitely have some strong right now. There is one caveat here. We're very close to earnings. We're only 8 days away from earnings. And I typically don't like to hold into earnings, especially when I don't have enough of a cushion. If I have a cushion, then, holding in the earnings is easy. But, I still think it's buyable. I still think it's buyable. I wouldn't wait too much longer before the earnings to buy it. We'll see how it does. I'm probably going to sell my, I have a call on it, so I probably won't sell it. I have a 39 call on it, but I definitely think though that it is buyable. But try to be very careful about holding this one into earnings. Try to be careful about holding this one to earnings because I think that that might be a problem with this. It may pull back, but it's looking very, very good to me. Looking very good to me. Let's look at REML. Okay. REML. Oh, that's right. We did that one before. And I was really, I don't really have anything, good or bad about it, but I just think that there's other things that are stronger that you could buy right now. Here we go. Can I still buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, or is it too late? Well, it's never too late. I mean, there's an old saying. When's the best time to buy a house? Well, that was 10 years ago. When is the next best time to buy a house? Yesterday. So I still think you can buy Bitcoin, but here's how I would do it. I would buy the GBTC. This is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and it's up a little bit today. I mean, it really gapped today with the announcement with Tesla. But let's look at the weekly on this one. All right, as you can see, I still think we're buying it. It's not too late to buy this. I mean, it's 44.80. I would prefer, of course, to have bought it lower, but it hasn't reached its new high. I do think it's going to surpass. Its high of above 50. It still has a relative strength of 96. That's very good. It's quite strong, and believe these guys hold 4%. It's got a 7%. It's got a 77 checklist, which for an ETF, this is 100%. So here's the thing: I definitely think you can buy this, and the name of this the name of this ETF is called the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, or GBTC, and so there we go. So this is called the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, or GBTC, and currently it's at 4480. Let's kind of zoom in a little bit here on it, to kind of get an idea of the action on it. There we go. It's about 150%. Oops, move it over. Okay, it did gap up, as you can see, and this is basically on the announcement. The announcement from Elon Musk that Tesla is going to be accepting Bitcoin for its cars, which is very interesting. This is about the all-time high here. It's 50. Okay, and I've been in this one multiple times. I got shaken out of it, but this relative strength is pointing upwards. The reason I like to use the GBTC as opposed to Bitcoin itself is because this, if you trade through somebody like Charles Schwab, there are no commission fees on this one. It's very easy to get in and out. It's highly fungible, and it's an easy way to go. So, in answer to your question, I don't think it's too late for Bitcoin. And I think the best way to hold it is with the GBTC, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So, and they have about 4% of the world's Bitcoin, and so it tends to be kind of a good proxy for that. So, kind of a good thing. All right, thank you for advice on Zoom. Made some great profits. Hey, right on. Thank you for. Okay, well, it's always good to hear people that are making money. I love it when people make money, because that is the name of the game. And congratulations. ZM has been just tremendous. I'm going to show you again. This has kind of been harping on this today, and maybe I'm just beating a dead horse here. But let's look at ZM as a chart. Now, there's really important things that you can see on a stock, and one of the things that one of the really good clues. And great stocks leave clues. And one of the clues is this relative strength. I mean, look at this. It's 92, and it's been, and ZM, by the way, even though it pulled back, it's now pulling back up. Even though it did, it's still doing just tremendous stuff. So anytime there's a high relative strength, that's really kind of what we don't look for, is that high relative strength. It's very, very good. I typically like to buy things that have a relative strength of 80 or better. And the reason I do is because that way you're trading in the top 20% of the market. And that's always, and especially in a market like this, which is a confirmed uptrend, that's going to give you some very good results. So congratulations on that. Let's take a look. Let's see if we're going to want to ride the boat into FedEx. Let's look at FedEx. Typically with FedEx, the best periods for FedEx is generally speaking the holiday time. So this might be a good time. Let's take a look. I just want to look at the chart. I haven't looked at the FedEx chart in a while, so I don't want to say anything until I kind of take a look at it. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. Oops. Well, that is not right. FedEx, is that right? FDEX? No. Oh, FDEX. I got the wrong one. I'm like, oh, did I get it right? FDEX. I think maybe maybe it's FedEx. FEDX, right? Is that right? That's Federal Contractors, New York. Okay, so this is okay. FEDX. Okay, so this is a blank check company. Here's the thing, QB. You know what? I'd be a little bit concerned about buying a exchange. Be a little bit concerned about buying a blank check company. I really would, because I don't know what's investing in it. It's just a pool. So here's the thing. I would pass on this one. I'm sorry to tell you this. I would definitely pass on. I would pass on this. Pass on blank check company. Is that right? There we go. There we go. So what I would do, I wouldn't I would pass on this blank check company because it just doesn't look to me like, there's much there. I mean, it's kind of just all over the place. It's not see, this isn't a real company. This is just a vehicle that may be a company. They may buy something. So I would pass on this one. I would absolutely pass on this one just because I think there's better opportunities. One that I would like to show you, possibly is Cloudflare. If you're looking to kind of put some of your money to work, this is one you might want to take a look at. I've been in this one before, and I'll probably be back in this one, as soon as I can free up some capital because I think this is a great company, and it's done some great stuff. I want to show you this. It's called Cloudflare, and I think a lot of people have seen this one. Here's the thing: this is the kind of company that I think if you've done well, if you've done well and you want to kind of move your capital from Zoom possibly to something that may zoom up, this is one I think you want to consider. It's got a relative strength of 95, which means it's in the top of the. Now, here's the thing: I wouldn't buy it for 3 days because earnings are in 3 days, but this is one I think that you might want to kind of look at because it's got an excellent checklist. It's got excellent ownership by funds. 618 funds are in it. The industry is good. I mean, it's computer enterprise software, which I definitely think is continuing to just see a lot of activity. So if I was in Zoom and I was out of Zoom, I would take a look at this one, Cloudflare, symbol NET, with a relative strength of 95 out of 100. So, well, actually 95 out of 99. So very, very strong. So that's kind of where I would look to go there. Let's look at Excel and see what we've got there. Excel fleet. Interesting. Oh, electric fleet. Okay, systems. I don't know this one. Interesting. I don't know this company. Let's kind of take a look. Let's first of all look at the weekly chart to see. Wow, it's really popped up. It's right on the 40-day line. It's got this very strong relative strength at 90. That's good. I like to see that. It's a fairly thin stock, but it's got 44 funds in it. Liking that. 7% fund. That's nice. It's got cash flow. I'm really liking that. You really like it when right out of the box they got cash flow. The checklist is a little bit weak, 5 out of 9, but you know what? I kind of like this one. Replacement parts of trucks. I do like the automobile sector right now. I have to admit, I do like this one. Wow, where can you buy this? Here's the thing. It's a little bit thin for me. The only problem with this stock is it's thin, but I definitely think you could watch this. I wouldn't buy this one right now. I just don't know enough about this one really to comment intelligently on this, but I would watch this. And the reason I would do this, the reason I would watch this one, is because it just looks a little thin in terms of its. But I would like to find out a little bit more on this one. I'm kind of it does. I mean, it's a fairly big market cap, 2 billion. I just can't really recommend it. I think you gotta watch this one for a little bit of time. See what it does. See if it goes beyond $35. If it moves above $35, I think then it's possibly going to be more viable. But right now, I can't say any I can't really comment either way on it. Happy Monday, Jim. Thank you. Thoughts on VGAC? Let's look at VGAC. Okay, VGAC. Okay, VGX. Okay, this is another blank check company. You know what? Unfortunately, with the blank check companies, I just really, it's a blank. check company. So no opinion. And so this is really just a blank check company, and I can't really give you an opinion on it because I just don't know what they're going to be acquiring. I guess it is soon going to, but I don't have any way to judge this. That's the thing. It has a 55 checklist, which for blank check company doesn't really mean anything. It has 3 funds in it. I don't even know who these funds are. Of course, I could take a look. Let's see. Let me show the fund ownership. See if there's anybody in there. Yeah, it's nobody really significant because these are going to show the funds. So, no, I can't really get behind it. I can't really get behind it. Blank check company is just too difficult to figure out kind of what it is going to be investing in. So, sorry about that. Thoughts on Square? Yeah, Square and something. Square has just been tremendous. I wish I was in this one, and I was in it, and I didn't have enough fortitude to stay. But this is just, yeah, Square's pretty good. Square's a pretty good one, Christian. I think that 91 relative strength again, just really great. Let's just take a look. Yeah, look at that. 1648 funds are in 100% checklist. Man, this is a good stock. Let's see. The problem is there's just really no place to buy it. It's just you gotta buy it off the reversal, and that's hard. This is so frustrating. These kind of stocks are so frustrating because they're good. The place really to buy it, of course, was a few weeks ago when it moved below the 40-day line and then above the 21. You really can't buy this one. It's unfortunately extended. I hate to say that. Because I like the stock so much, but like stock, but it is extended. Yeah, and it's just it's hard to buy those because they're just when they're extended like that, it's just a little bit dangerous. It's just dangerous because that it will pull back. But the fact that it's above 246, that's very strong. 255. This is going to pull back a little bit. See if it pulls above this line. But earnings are in 15 days. I really like this stock. It is extended, and unfortunately, I just don't think you want to buy an extended stock, and that's tough. So the really only choice you have in this case is to watch list this. So, heck, invest in the ETFs, Vanguard VOO. Okay, that's the S&P 500, and Magic Capital Growth. Do I have an exit strategy? Well, here's the thing about here's the thing about the VOO. The VOO is very, very similar to the Spider SPY, and here's the thing. You want to, with this stock, with this ETF, what you want to do is you want to be in the VOO as long as we're in a confirmed uptrend in the market. Now, if the market moves from confirmed uptrend to uptrend under pressure, then you want to sell half of your position. And if it goes into a downtrend, you want to sell half. But right now, the market trend is up. So So you don't want to sell it. You just want to keep that in that VOO. You just want to keep in that. So I'm going to show you here. This is Investors Business Daily. As you can see, the market trend is in a confirmed uptrend. So when you're doing these index funds, and this is the thing, if you're investing in index funds and you don't want to pick individual funds, it's not that hard. All you do is whenever the market is in a confirmed uptrend, you stay in basically one of these funds. Now, in this case, after hours, they're all up. The Qs, the Spider, this is the Dow Jones, they're all up. So right now with the VOO, if you're holding the VOO, just continue to hold it. It's moving up very nicely. Now, if it if it pulls back, and it may, because the market's been up for 6 days straight, so I kind of expect a pullback tomorrow. But for right now, we're in a confirmed uptrend, and even if the market pulls back, and I think it will tomorrow, even if it does, we're still in a confirmed uptrend more than likely. So, with the VOO, I just think that it's great, and you just want to hold it as long as you can. As long as we're in a confirmed uptrend, owning an index fund is great. The only time you want to change your position in an index fund is when the market pulls back and when it moves from, confirmed uptrend to an uptrend under pressure, and then potentially to a market, a market correction. Well, we're not there. We're in a market uptrend. So right now, if you have the VOO, you're holding it, just continue on holding. It's very, very good. And, MGK, probably the same thing. I prefer the QQQ as opposed to the MGK, just because it covers the NASDAQ 100 and some of the biggest stocks are in that. But that's just, it's a personal thing. So, as long as the market is in a confirmed uptrend, I think that, you're really great in holding, in holding an ETF like that. That's a great question, by the way. But right now, we're in a confirmed uptrend. Okay, this is okay. This is REML about Dogecoin. I don't know much about Dogecoin yet. I'm going to find out more about Dogecoin. I don't know much about it, I'll be honest. Let's see. Are you familiar with a stock called LOTZ? LOTZ? Okay, well, let's see. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. LOTZ. Let's see if that, yeah. Car Lots operates the buying and selling of used cars. Ooh, not a good stock. Not a good stock here. Oh, I want to show you this. Yeah, now this is not something that you should buy. Yeah, no, this is this one, unfortunately, it's kind of a cool it's kind of a cool symbol, but avoid this one. I think that would be the best thing you could do at this point, because it's just I don't think you want to see this one. Car Lots, it doesn't strike me as anything good. I'll just look at some other things. It's got a relative strength of 5. That's pretty bad. Let's see. Yeah, it's 22 checklist. That's terrible. Yeah, it's not bad in the industry ranking, but other than that, this is the 75. It's amazing. There's actually 75 funds in this one. No, this one's bad. Avoid it. Not so good. LOTZ, LOTZ. I'd avoid that one. I really would, because that one just, you want to buy the stocks that have the high relative strength. You just do. You just do. Let's look at Snowflake. That's a really other interesting. Now talk about with a high relative strength. Let's look at Snow. This is an IPO, and literally everybody and their brother is in this one. All the big funds are here. It doesn't have the greatest relative strength. It's only a 46, but it does. It's right in the buy zone right now. Would I buy this one? Well, it's earnings in 23 days. I have better places to put my money at this point, but Fidelity Contra Fund's in it, and I love that. The checklist is only 55, so it's a little early on this one. I do like this stock, but here's the thing about it. Just let's kind of don't be a pioneer on this one. That's my main thing. I mean, early adopter is good, pioneer bad. So don't be a pioneer. think this one may be very good in the future. I think this one may be very good in the future, but just don't be a pioneer on this one. I think that let it show more strength. Let's look at the weekly. This is a kind of a typical IPO. It's base. It's moved up and then it's moved up, and now I think it's gonna move up. So really, I probably wouldn't be in this one until it was at least at 400, and it's about 300 now. So just don't be a pioneer on this one. I think it's time, possibly, to wait. To wait on this one. A lot of people really like it, but for me, I just think that you don't want to necessarily be in it. Okay, Blink. Thank you, Darpan. I've doubled down on Blink. I'll be honest with you. I have a large position in Blink, not in the small portfolio, but in one of my other portfolios. I like the stock a lot. I think it's in a good sector because I do believe that with all these EVs coming online, that people are going to have to charge them somewhere, and so I like that story. So let's look at the daily on it. And I've been selling. I do believe the trend on this one is very good. Of course, it's a very strong relative strength, 99. That's excellent. We did have a little bit of pullback here today to the 10-day line. I do have calls that are. I have sold calls on this one at 51 and on 55, and I do have a little, and I did buy a little bit more than that, but I do see this. I see this moving nicely upwards in this channel, as you can see, kind of a channel like that. So I do think that it's a pullback to the line. I think that possibly tomorrow we'll see it reverse, or this week, just because based on this chart, it seems like it's bouncing off the 21-day line. It's looking pretty good. The 66 checklist. Of course, it could be better, but that's still, that still meets my minimum. Oops. Well, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. Okay. The industry is a number one rank. This is the number one industry right now, which is the energy alternative. This is another reason I bought Fuel Cell, is because this is the area of the market that's really getting the love. FCEL is another one that you might want to look at. It's up today too. It's got a 99 relative strength. Let's show that one. Yeah, and I bought this in both in the small portfolio and in my other one. But as you can see, this is another place you want to be. Probably this is 88% on the checklist. This is called Fuel Cell, FCEL. Not a great place to buy it. I'll be honest with you. I'd like to see a nicer pattern than this, but I did buy it because I do think that this. Here's the thing. I like to be in the top relative strength, and I like to be in the top sector of the market. That's sort of where I like to play. I like to play, where I have the highest likelihood of seeing massive investment. And right now, that's the alternative energy area, followed closely by some of the automotive. So let's take a look at Tesla, TSLA, just to kind of show you that kind of for that, what I'm talking about there. Tesla currently has a 97 relative strength, which is very, very good. The sector is 3. so this is the reason why I'm liking to put my effort in finding stocks in the top sectors of the economy. One of them, of course, is that alternative energy area, which is number one right now. I like the automobile manufacturers too, as well. And that's this sector 4. We've got 4 new highs. So let's let's eat some of our own dog food here. Let's go back to Fuel Cell and let's show the competitors. It's some of the ones that you might want to look at. Now, I like to buy in a certain sector, but I also like to concentrate my ownership in the leaders. So by going to the weekly, we can see kind of who's in there. There's Clean Energy, of course. This is interesting. This is a Dallas company, I think. Plug Power, of course. I think Plug Power a little bit better. Blink Charging, of course. As you can see, I have Plug and I have Blink. I don't have Bloom Energy, but this is very good. This has done very, very well. want to take a look at Clean Energy. I think this was T. Boone Pickens' old company, if I'm not mistaken. No, Newport. Nope. No, it's Fuel Cell. Okay. I'm sorry. Fuel Cells in Danbury, Connecticut. I think this is old Duracell, to be honest with you. Anyways, so long story short, I definitely like Blink. It's not a great place to buy it. I bought it anyways. It's in the top. It's in the top sector. It's in the sector is number one right now this week. The sector is number one out of 197. So this is where the investments are going, folks. They're going into these sectors. Also into automotive. That's where I'm in Tesla. 97. So that's what I'm looking at here. And those are two good places to go. And thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Okay, great question, Kyle. Thank you. Should I sell GM before earnings? I do believe you should. I know I'm being a little bit overly cautious. I sold my GM. I'm going to probably buying it back, but I'm a little bit leery. The problem with GM is a great company, but they have a lot of skeletons in their closets, and it's not as pure a play as I'd like it to be. It's still it went bankrupt in 2013. I don't know if you remember that, but it did go bankrupt, and they did get rid of all their legacy debt, which was a great thing for them and not so great for the American taxpayer. But here's the thing: it's got a relative strength of 86. I like that. I think that's very strong. At 56, I think it's a very good company. And of course there's a cup at 46. This is good. Here's what I would do. I would definitely sell before earnings on this one, just to protect your gain. Just to protect your gain. But I would sell before earnings. And really, this is just you can be wrong. You can be wrong here, and you can be right. But it's better to be safe rather than sorry. I don't think this is going to fall out of the sky. No way, no how. But I do think that sell into earnings, see what happens. If it shows good promise, let it pull back a little bit and then buy it again, because I think this is going to be a long-term winner. I think it's going to be a long-term winner. I mean, I never thought I would say that about GM, but I do think it's going to be a long-term winner. So, hey, great. Thank you, Mr. Singh. 30% up on Riot. Should I hold or sell half? Sell half on that. Sell half on that. I don't think you're gonna mind doing that. So that's what I would do. I do think GM is strong. Just I would be careful into the earnings. If you're up, consider selling half. If you have more than 10%, if you're up more than 10% in it, I would consider taking a little bit of the risk off. But I think it's a great company, and I think it's going to get even better. Thoughts on apps? I bought apps. I like Digital Turbine a lot. I did buy apps on Friday. Probably not a great thing. Probably a little bit jumped the gun, but it's up today. So I don't think it's too necessarily bad. This is a tough one because, again, like a lot of these stocks, these are hard to buy because there's just really there's really no buy point on them. So let me pull up the chart here for Digital Turbine, and let's kind of take a look. This is the weekly chart. It's just been going right up. It's almost almost directly going up the 40-day line. So it looks as if it's in that channel. Now it probably will pull back a little bit, but it's got a 99 relative strength. The earnings were stellar, as you can see. The funds are coming into it. This could be, Digital Turbine. This one could be, this could be like I don't know if this will be an NVIDIA, but this one has the potential of being of really running. 8 out of 9 on the relative strength. Let's look at the ownership. It's just booming right up. The funds are moving into this one. It's the enterprise is not as high as the alternative energy and the automobile manufacturers, but I have had so many winners out of the computer software enterprise group that I'm very confident in it. So it's just a tough one to buy because, it's just moved up, just moving up. As you can see, that's just very good response to their earnings. Here's the thing, it's at a near an all-time high. It's probably not, it's probably too far extended to buy it. I mean, really the place to buy it, and sort of where I did it was right about here in the 80s. Well, actually it was below 80, because I do think it's a little bit extended. I think it's going to pull back to about 80, 81. So here's the thing about it right now, Max. I think you're going to have to wait. Unfortunately, it's so hard on this one because this is such a good stock. But I do think you want to. It's definitely viable, but I would just watch this one. I would just wait for pullback, for small pullback. And it's not going to pull back that much, I don't think. I don't think it's going to pull back all that much. I think it's going to, but I think that you definitely want to pull. This is an excellent stock, and it's not necessarily the greatest place to buy it. It's extended, but but a very good stock. Well, thanks everybody. I've been on here for an hour and jammering here. Thank you so much for watching me today. I'll be back tomorrow at 2:30, and if you want to get kind of an idea of of stuff with the Action Trailers, I haven't put out. Hopefully I'll be putting out one here, but you can subscribe to YouTube. Appreciate it if you did. YouTube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. Love it when you like and subscribe on that. Definitely like that. If you're watching on TikTok, it's super easy to get to get on the Action Trailer. It's just hit the link in my profile, and then it comes to a little menu, and of course it's free to sign up for the Action Trailers. And these kind of go into more detail of trades I'm making, sometimes options, sometimes calls, that kind of thing. So that's a good way to get up on that too. I'll be back tomorrow at 2:30. Until then, happy